Hey there everyone, it's Ravindra here, back with another video. In today's video we are going to see how we can do versioning in our REST APIs, and there are various ways of doing the versioning in web APIs, but we are going to use the URL versioning in today's tutorial. So let's get started without any delay. So first of all, we need to write some command because we are going to use the .NET CLI because it is much faster. So I'm going .NET CLI. You can use the regular Visual Studio and create a web API project from there. So I'm gonna use just the CLI. So just type here .NET add web API O, and here we will write the name of our project. So I'm gonna type here API versioning demo, and I'm gonna copy this name, press enter. Okay, so here .NET new, it was, I guess it was .NET new. Okay, so yeah, my bad, it's .NET new web API and dash dash dash. So we are going to open this project in Visual Studio Code. So just type here code and name of the project which we have copied earlier and press enter. Now this project will be opened in Visual Studio Code and we do not need this command prompt now, so we can close it, and here it is our project that we have created earlier. Now what we need to do here, actually we need to create a controller, and either we can copy this controller and paste it here, or we can create it with the code generator, so which is a way of scaffolding or any component in .NET. So we can also use the scaffolding way. So if we go here into my gists, and here we have this .NET CLI cheat sheet, which is not a complete cheat sheet, it's just a little bit, and we can copy your code from there. So it is the create new project command, and here it is the code generator that I was talking about. So first thing you need to install for that is open your terminal and type this command. Okay, so it is that command, .NET tool install g .NET ASP.NET code generator, and I have already installed it, so it won't install again. So after that we need to install this package, this one, microsoft.visualstudio.webgenerator.design. So adding any package, type here .NET add package and name of the package, which is microsoft.visualstudio.webgenerator.design, and press enter. Okay, now we have installed desired packages. Now we can use this .NET ASP.NET code generator for anything. We can do multiple things from here, from the CLI. So if we use this ASP.NET code generator, so let's type here .NET, what was it, ASP.NET code generator, ASP.NET code generator, and if we type here help, it will show us a list of various commands that we can use here. So with this code generator we can create our controllers, our identity, and any scaffolding we need in our project we can use with this code generator. So here we can create, we can generate area, controller, identity, minimal APIs, razor, page or views, etc, etc. You can see whole list of these things in the Microsoft docs if you want, and if you already know then no need for that. So we're gonna generate a controller here. So here we can use this, and because I do not remember the commands, that's why I am copying it here. So what we are doing here, .NET ASP.NET code generator, it is just we need to write always here what we are going to generate controller, here the name of controller, and our controller name will be users controller. Okay, so here I'm gonna type users controller. Now it will be the type of API, so it will be our API controller, and it will be installed or generated in controllers folder. So right now here we don't have any controller here inside this folder. If I press enter, then let's see what is going to be happen. Okay, so I guess we have to wait a little bit more. It is building a project first, then it will generate some code for us, and let's see how much time it is gonna take. Okay, so we are done now. So it has generated the user controller for us, and let's close it now and just zoom in here. Okay, so it is our API controller. Now we can do our stuff here. So I'm just gonna type here http get. Very good. Now let's just type here public ix and result get, and just a get method, and here I'm gonna create a list of strings. So our list will be where users equals to new list users. Sorry, it will be a string. After that, let's enter some values here. So just type here a1. I'm randomly going to spam some values here, so it will be like a1, a2, a3, a4, a5, a4, a5. Let's name it a7. Now I'm gonna spam some values with b. So just copy this guy and paste them here. Let's name it b2, name it b5, name it b6, b57, and one more name b21. So I guess we do not need a var here. Just name here list string users. Okay, so we have created our list here. So I'm just going to return this list from here, return okay and users. So all of this is basic stuff, nothing new here. Now let's run this project, and for that I'm gonna type here .NET, sorry for my voice, .NET run, and this project is going to run. Meanwhile, let's open this Thunder client, or you can use other things like Postman or Insomnia. I'm just using this Thunder client, so if you want to use it, you can install it from the extensions marketplace. So it is a good way to test our APIs in Visual Studio Code. You do not need to install any other software, just install this extension and you can use or test the APIs here. So here in the new request, that is fine. Now let's type this URL because our project is running here. So first of all, let's run weather forecast. It is the default path for this. So yeah, it is returning us these things here, you can see. Now let's run our APIs which we have created recently. Here the list of APIs. Now here's the question. Now how can we version these APIs? For that we need to do some stuff here. So we're going to do that. First thing, we need to install a package. So I'm going to open this terminal again, and we need to stop this project, and we need to install this package here, .net add package, this one, microsoft.asp.NET Core.mvc.versioning. So it is installed. Now we need to write some code here. We need to do some kind of configuration in program.cs file. So open the program.cs file. So let's go here and type here builder.services.add API versioning, and let's see what it is asking for us. So obviously it will need some array. I guess it needs an array. So let's check it what it needs. So it is asking us for this delegate. Okay, so delegate is a kind of callback function. So let's create it here, option, and here. So we need to define a default API version here. So let's type here option, let's name it options. It makes more sense. So here options and default API version equals to something like that, something like new API version. Okay, press control dot here and it will add this line here. Okay, new API version 1.0 1,0. So default API version will be 1. Another thing, options dot assume. So if we don't pass any version here, then it will assume a default API version is 1. So here we need to pass this option assume default version when unspecified. It means when we do not specify any version, it will pick a default API version for us. And the last configuration we need here, options dot report API version, it is also true. Okay, so all the configuration has been completed. Now move to the users controller here, and here we need to type API version. It will be 1.0 and it is a string. Okay, now here we need to change the route. So rather than passing a controller, we will pass a name here which will be users, and between it we pass a version which will be version something like that, version API version. So look here, it is a camel case, API version, it is written in camel case. Okay, so I guess we have configured our APIs and these things are not needed here, we can remove them. Okay, so let's run this thing, .net run, and let's open our Thunder client where it is yeah, here. Okay, so it is taking a little bit time for running. Okay, now it is running fine. So let's close it for now and let's run this thing. So this API URL is invalid now. So if I type here API slash v1 slash users, so here now it is our endpoints. So it is the result of our version 1, and if we go there in the header section, response header, we are getting these things in response. So we can see that here API supported version 1.0. okay, that's fine. So let's create version 2 APIs. For that, what we are going to do is going to copy this controller, copy it, paste it here. Now it needs to be renamed. So how we can rename it? So let's name it users v2 controller, and inside this file we also need to change the name of class users v2 controller. Now we are fine. So we are gonna just change in the result. So let's type here users equals to users dot where a dot, or we can also write here user dot to lower dot starts with. And starts with B. Type here to list. So now it will return the users which starts with B only. So it will leave out all the users name starts with A. Okay, we are just returning the list of user name start with B. Okay, so it is our version 2 API. So we need to write here version 2.0 and everything will be same. So we just have changed 1.0 to 2.0 and we have changed the name of controller, which is necessary, otherwise you will get error. And we just filter out this users array or users list. Nothing has changed. Path will be the same. API slash sorry for the voice, API slash v version colon API version slash user. Okay, now we need to build this project and run it again. So stop it by pressing Ctrl C. You can stop the running project and type here .NET run, and let's wait for building it. Meanwhile, let's open this, what is it, Thunder client. Our project has installed and we can change v1 to v2 slash users, and now we have updated our APIs with version v2. And let's see here, we can see in the response header API supported versions v2.0, and in the response we are getting the values with B only. So it is our v2 version and it is our v1 version, which returns the list of all the data, and v2 just return the filtered users. So now we can differentiate it. Now we need to do one more thing here. We want to deprecate the version 1 APIs. For that we need to write here I guess, where should it be, API version 1.0. should we type here deprecated equals to true? Yeah. Okay, so For that we need to run our project again. Okay, it is a very big hassle. We need to run project again and again and again, although we can use the hot reload system, but that also not works always. Okay, anyway, that doesn't matter. So now let's run the version 1 APIs, and we have deprecated our version 1 APIs. So if we go here in the response headers, yes, so we can see that API deprecated versions. So it is clearly indicating that our API has been deprecated now. So you need to prepare for the version 2 APIs, and it is a good way to notify your users that you have deprecated old APIs and you need to switch to the newer APIs. So be prepared for that. So that's what we have done here. So that was all about the versioning with the help of URL versioning. So if you find this video helpful, then please hit that like button. I will see you next time.